Terran House Toaster here again, and today we are going to be opening the Requiem relic that we got from the Kuva Flood last mission. Just to kind of clear the air here, I did put an aura forma on my Inara so I can put whatever polarity aura that I want on him, and it will always be correct. That is what that does. And then I swapped to Physique just because of the health memes. The only mod that I'm missing here is Gladiator Resolve, which would give me 40% more health. And again, that's just for memes at this point. We are still using Hunter Adrenaline with Flow and Arcane Grace, which means we essentially have a bottomless health pool. And because Hunter Adrenaline takes all the damage that we take from our health and converts it into energy, we get basically infinite energy, and we're pairing that still with Gloom in order to make sure that we get all of the healing that we need. The weapon we are going to be using today is the Torrid. Hey guys, here again is Totama with a quick intermission. I wanted to mention that the Torrid is available in the Biolab of the dojo, so you can pick it up for some mutagen masses and some mutagen samples and all of that good stuff, but that is where you pick up the weapon itself before I go on to mention where you can get the Incarnate adapter. So the Torrid has an Incarnate that is available from Duviri. After we get done with this Lich Hunt, I'm going to do a nice breakdown on Duviri and its rewards. Just because of the way that Incarnates work, you do get multiple choices. I've gone with Final Fusili, Swift Deliverance, which gives me projectile speed, and finally Survivor's Edge, which gives us a nice 15% to both crit and status. Although, in my opinion, the other one that you could do is Elemental Balance, as that will send your status chance through the roof on the Incarnate form. It's pretty much better than Commodore's Fortune. You could do Commodore's Fortune, but I think the balance is just the best. And the build that we're rocking on the Incarnate is this. Normally when you see these crit builds with Viral, you'll see Hunter Munitions put on, just that way we get that slash proc whenever we crit. But this weapon does so much damage that you don't need this. They're gonna die before this is ever a factor. Galvanized Aptitude does affect this weapon for the most part because the Incarnate form is a beam. The primary fire, you shoot these like toxic balls that explode, and while the explosion doesn't get affected by Galvanized Aptitude, the initial impact does. And the way that this weapon builds up its Incarnate transformation, you actually need to impact with the toxin balls itself. And then we've brought my Kuva Nucor here, just in case I run low on ammo for the Torrid. The Kuva Nucor build is this. We have corrosive, magnetic, radiation, and heat on here. The weapon is innately radiation. Mine, because this is a Kuva weapon, is innately magnetic. I've built corrosive just because I like to have different damage types, and because I was using this with a frame that had 2 green shards on it, so corrosive was better. I still think corrosive is the best overall. And then heat for Cascadia Flare. Galvanized Shot is just this weapon has a 150% status chance on a beam weapon. Galvanized Shot is mandatory. Galvanized Diffusion is mandatory. And then the meme thing with the Kuva Nucor is that this thing has a 10.5% crit damage multiplier with only a 20% crit chance. And what you can do is you can mix that with an Adarza Kavat, such as Shen here. And Shen has the ability Cat's Eye, which will give you a 60% flat increased crit chance at the end, which will bring this weapon's crit chance up to 80%. It is really strong. I haven't done anything with the Adarza because there really wasn't any reason to use the Adarza before. So unfortunately, Shen here is kind of not modded at all. So we are going to be bringing his sister Sona instead. So that way we can kind of get myself some more drops because I'm greedy. Hey guys, Totama with a quick interjection here. So none of the missions that were available for the Kuva Fortress Requiem Fissure were actually something I wanted to do at this point. So I went on ahead and I'm just going to skip right to when the mission goes from the spy, because y'all know that I don't do spies, but apparently I always luck out and get spy missions when I'm trying to record these videos. And I'm going to go on ahead and cut to when it becomes a exterminate. Have fun. Alrighty guys, now before we go into this mission, there is a little detail that I wanted to talk about. So if we look at this Requiem 3 relic, we can see that we get these 3 bronze tier rewards. I do want to make a video showing where you have to spend ribbon slivers, but that'll come later. And the specific thing I wanted to talk about is, do you see how Reese in the background, it has that like whiter outline as opposed to Foss's kind of color neutral with the background? And if we look, Reese is the only one that does that. That is because Reese is the only one of the Requiem mods I do not have. So it's the game's way of telling you which ones you need to be looking out for while you're doing these missions. Now, typically I do missions solo. I do recommend when you're popping these Requiem relics to either do it in a squad or do it in public. That way, if I luck out and I get, like, say, an Amber Ayatson star, maybe somebody else rolls one of the mods that I'm looking for, and then I don't have to necessarily rely just on myself. There's pretty much always going to be somebody. As you can see, we dropped right into a full squad. There's always going to be at least somebody doing these missions. Just because people tend to need these items in order to
stay focused.
Get their stuff. I see an Octavia, and I really hope I don't need to look at copyright stuff. I'm gonna pray that I have the Allied Manticore muted. So I don't actually remember if I do or not. I am not hearing her Manticore, so I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that I have Allied Manticores muted. Which is good for me on the YouTube side. And also something that I recommend you do anyway. I got literally the most useless thing you could get on Inaros in the planet. Unfortunately, I am still playing this before Inaros' rework in March. So I just get to suffer. I still am very excited for that rework. So that didn't take too long, about a minute in, and we're already done with the mission. It looks like this person just has like the spam accord build, where all of the things are just the one tone note, and you just spam it. Kavat e Mesa. So, as you can see, unfortunately, I did not get what I was looking for, so I'm just going to grab a Jahu here. Mine actually opened up into Foss, I believe that is. Yeah, I thankfully opened up into Foss. I'm going to grab the Jahu just because I only have one of them, and I want extras in case that one breaks. But we didn't even give the Acolyte time to spawn, which is funny to me. I am doing this on the Steel Path, as always, but we're going to keep popping relics. I will end up cutting to when I actually manage to get a relic that has the Reese, because that's the only one that I need to ensure that I can kill this Lich. So I will see you guys in the future. Oh, I got a questionnaire recommended by a friend. That was it. That was the questionnaire. Okay, well, anyway guys, that is how you open up the relics. I'll catch y'all in a little bit after I manage to get Reese to pop here. No way, I didn't get it there either. Oh, man. Oh, shit.
What you have learned here will serve you well.
I'll open one more relic. And if I don't get it, I'm going to do something else for the end of the video. Hey guys, welcome back. So I know I said that I was going to show a clip of me actually getting the Reese, but I didn't. I opened like 3 more relics and I never really did get it to open. And there really isn't a reason to pre-farm those things. So I'm not going to bash my head against a wall. I want to get this cool Lich done so that way we can get this series done and move into Sisters of Parvos. So instead of trying to brute force a rune or a key or whatever you want to call the mod with the kill words, rather than trying to brute force that, I'm just gonna move on. I will say that there isn't really a need to get all 8 words to kill them, since you're only gonna need 3, and if you luck out and you get an ool, that can kind of supplement the one that you're missing until you either get a dedicated farm or a group to get it again. So there's no need for me to brute force this, and I do want to get this done so that way I can show you guys how to spawn and get a Sister of Parvos. So that is going to be the end of this one. Sorry that I didn't deliver, guys, but hey, it's opening a relic. It's not that hard. You learn it at like MR2. It's no different than the normal relic farm. So anyway, guys, hope you had a good one. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. It does help the YouTube algorithm out if you guys comment. And I do want this career to take off a little bit. I'm not trying to get a big head, but hey, every little bit helps. Later, Russ.